Hey everybody, welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Tanya. I am filming now. I'm recording this without using my microphone, so the sound will probably sound a little bit different from some of my other videos, simply because my Rode microphone is blowing my mind, and not in a good way, because it's very temperamental, and often I will record a whole video like I did prior to this one and play it back, and the sound doesn't exist because all you hear is some robotic static sound. First world problem. So in this video I am going to show you 3 new Coach pieces that I have purchased in recent times. The largest of the 3 was purchased about 2.5 months ago and has been sitting in its box for that long in the corner of my room. And then I purchased another one last week online, and then another little piece in boutique last week as well, last weekend. So I have already done all the grandiose unboxing. So what I'm going to do in this version of the video is just show you a more simplified version of those unboxings. But anyway, it is what it is, and I just can't do it. I can't go and repack everything kind of the way it was and pretend it didn't happen and then just show it all to you again, because no, I just can't. So this is the first piece, and this was purchased last week. I think it was around about the 25th of October from the outlet store, and it came like that, just like that, in a dust bag like that, loosey-goosey in the box. Anyway, at least it came in a dust bag, I suppose. And I'm noticing now that the outlet pieces come in this type of, like, you know, really sort of cheap type of dust bag. But anyway, it's something, I guess. And I purchased this bag because I loved it. And at the time when I saw it online, I purchased this from the outlet. I thought that it was going to be a nicer leather than it is. And it certainly is a lovely leather. Okay, don't get me wrong. It is full leather. This is what they call their smooth leather. Anyway, this is the Teri shoulder bag, although it does come with a crossbody strap as well. Grommets. So this is the Grommets Teri bag, or the Teri Grommets bag, whatever you like. And I loved this idea, this bag, and I know that there are a few other pieces with the Grommets detail. I know the Dinky also has the front flap, which is in with the Grommets, and then there's like a little wallet card holder thing, and comes with a chain strap and all the rest of it. I liked this because I thought it was interesting and different, and I thought it would be a different piece in my collection. But when I did receive it a couple of days ago, I was underwhelmed. I didn't love it as much in person as I thought I would. And just to show you, now this is a full leather bag, but it's not full grain leather or anything like that, and it's certainly not glove-tanned. If it were glove-tanned, I'd be keeping it. There's no doubt about it. And I think what's happened is I've become spoiled, and I've become used to having Coach pieces that are in glove-tanned leather, and so I just love that feel. This is also very nice. Don't get me wrong. I'm not criticizing it, saying it's poor quality, not at all. In fact, this has been made quite well. So you'll see it's all this beautiful black smooth leather. So I'll show you up close. That's sort of the grain of the leather, but it just feels a little bit textured, just a little bit rough. So that's it there. So from the 2 sides across the bottom, I've just dropped the card, that's okay. Then we have the sides of the actual bag, and as you can see, you should be able to see my hand moving in there. It is full of holes, and hence the Grommets name, because these are all individual brass grommets. The inside of the bag is leather, as far as I can tell, and the website did say that it is all leather, and it's really lovely and soft here at the base of the inside of the bag. It's quite soft and it's quite nice. This leather inside feels a little bit smoother than the leather on the outside. Like this one feels a little bit more grainy, whereas this one feels smoother. So when I first received it, I wasn't entirely sure if it was leather inside, but it is. The hardware is all gold, and it's that beautiful sort of rustic antique gold. You've got to be careful with the zip, because when it moves all the way up, it's a bit hard to close it. But I do especially love the zipper pull. Look at it. It's like that nice sort of more sort of rustic and I love the hinge feature there on the zip pull. I think it's beautiful. And the zip runs beautiful and smooth. When it's closed, it looks lovely. When it's open, it does this rippling. That I don't love, I must admit. But having said that, it does have the Coach New York, you know, horse and carriage there on the other end of the zip. It does have your standard leather hang tag. It has the shoulder strap, and it's actually a very nice shoulder strap because, like I've said, I've got big arms now. I've put on a lot of weight, so I'm bigger overall. And when I say this, I don't say it because I'm wanting people to say nice things about me. I'm just saying it because it is what it is, and it might help someone else who might look at me and think I'm a similar size to you or something like that. So I tend to be now an Australian size 12 to 14, which American is 8 to 10, and UK it's 12 to 14. So as you can see, here's my arm here. There's quite a drop, so it's a very generous drop there in terms of the shoulder strap, and it feels nice on, like it doesn't sort of feel like it's going to slip off. And it also does come with the long black, same leather crossbody strap, which is adjustable, and they are both removable. So that's the bag. I think it's a great looking bag, but I think for me, I'm not going to keep it simply because I just am not 100%. I'm just not 100% on it. But for your reference, if you'd like to know, it is the Grommet Teri shoulder bag, made in Cambodia. Now, when I purchased this from the outlet, the original price was listed at $8.50, but here it says $7.98. So I don't know what's real and what's not. But based on the website, it was $8.50. Then it was 50% off at $4.25. Now I know that the outlet does funny things with prices. And sometimes their retail price is like the equivalent retail price. I don't know if that works the same way here in Australia, because Coach in Australia is somewhat different, especially with the pricing, because even outlet Coach can be expensive here. So anyway, they had a 50% off, and then they had like one of their other sales, like a weekend sale, further 20% off. And then I used the Shopback app, and I always use that app. In fact, I actually sent the link to 2 colleagues, and they received $20 in their account, in their Shopback account. And, you know, then I will get, like, I think the same back once they make a purchase. So I'll have it linked below. If you want to look at Shopback, have a look, especially if you're Australian. It's like the American Rakuten. Well, it used to be called something else, but anyway, it's like that. And so I ended up paying for this $340, but then with the Shopback there was another $20 off, and this would have cost me $320. But I've decided to send it back, and the reason I've decided to send it back is because I think that that $320 I would rather put towards a glove-tanned leather bag. So it's actually a beautiful bag. It actually holds everything you need. I mean, I'm not going to go through that process of showing everything that goes in it, because all your main bits would definitely fit in it without a problem. So if anyone's interested in the Teri Grommets shoulder bag, it's actually lovely. Then the next piece I'm going to share with you, and again, this is a very sort of condensed version of the previous video, comes in a little box, and I did buy this for myself last weekend. I had my last session of tutoring with one of my students prior to their English exam, and I felt really happy for her afterwards, and I was in a good mood. And so I used to meet her at one of the local libraries, and very close to Westfield in a suburb called Doncaster here in Melbourne. So I walked down and I thought, I'm just going to pop into Coach, just have a look, you know, I'm just going to look at some pretty things. Well, I certainly did look at pretty things, and then I actually came away with this. And this, I chose this because unexpectedly, because I haven't actually seen any crystal pieces in our Coach boutiques for quite some time, but this was sitting there on that glass shelf near the register, and I said, okay, I'll grab that, because this is probably the only crystal piece I'll get. So that's beautiful. Now this is the Signature C Jacquard in crystal, and I think this is the burnished amber color, and it's lovely. Now this was $175. Like I said, Coach in Australia is expensive, but it's actually beautiful. I love it. The crystals are just so gorgeous. You can't really see it now because of my angle, but when I'm looking at it here in the sunlight, oh, it's glistening, really pretty. And then this one here, which was all nicely wrapped up with the ribbon and everything, but thanks Rode, you destroyed it for me. I purchased this about 2.5 months ago, and it's been sitting in its box in the bag in the corner of my room for that long. I don't know why I've taken this long to actually unbox it and open it and show you. But this is certainly not a new bag, and that's the thing about Coach here in Australia. We don't often get things at the same time as the latest drop overseas, especially in the States. It just doesn't happen. By the time things hit our shore, go through customs, go through whatever hoops they got to jump through, I don't know, it's always a little bit delayed. Having said that though, Coach is getting a little bit better about getting things out to us sooner, as faster I guess, but for the most part still takes a while. So this bag is nothing new. It's if you're a coachie, it's one you've seen, shown, unboxed, everything styled hundreds of times. But this for me is one of my latest new bags, and I actually bought a black bag. I haven't bought a black bag in I don't know how long, let me tell you. So it came in the beautiful box, it came with the ribbon, there's my receipt, it came with the beautiful tissue paper, all nicely pleated and everything. And let me tell you, right, it's actually frustrating and disappointing and maddening that a company like Louis Vuitton will just throw their bag in a dust bag and throw the bag in a box, and the box doesn't even fit the product often. You know, usually they give you a giant box for a smaller piece, and like there's no care in their packaging, and it just makes me so angry and turns me off Louis. Even though Louis is my first luxury love, it's things like that that you think, please do better. Anyway, Coach does better. So let me reveal to you the latest bag to my collection, which is black, and I haven't bought black in a long time, aside from that Grommets bag that I just showed you, but that's going back so it doesn't count. This is the Coach Tabby Cargo. And yes, it looks like an owl, and I'm okay with it. I love it. I think it's beautiful. I haven't bought a black bag in ages, like I said. And when I walked into Coach, the boutique, again at Westfield, Doncaster, like I said, a couple months ago, I was just looking because I was waiting for someone, and I saw this on the shelf beside the tan one. But I didn't want tan because I've got other browns and tan colors and so on. The black drew my eye because it's just a little bit different. And when I say different, it's not different, it's black. But for me, what I liked about it is it has the beautiful silver hardware, and these are all functioning turn locks, like they work. They're gorgeous, right? I don't know what you put in them, but they're gorgeous. The beautiful C, the C is quite large. You know, sometimes I wish it wasn't, but I don't care. It's a really nice looking front of the bag. Owl as it is, it doesn't matter. But the actual stitching is in this beautiful brown. It's a beautiful contrast, the black, the silver, and then the brown. It's like almost warm and cool together. And when you look at it from afar, it's a bit of a stretch, but it almost has a burnished look about it because of the brown stitching on the edges. And you've got the detail of the brown stitching across the front flap, the little flaps here, along the pockets, all along here, along the perimeter here, the top perimeter of the back pocket, along the strap. It's beautiful. I really love this bag. Inside, the bag has that felt, or I think this might be the Alcantara, but it's a bit rough, so it might just be the fabric. I don't know if it's suede. I should actually check the website. I'll find out. I don't think it is actually suede, although it doesn't feel like a different layer. So it could in fact be suede. I'm not sure. I wish it did have the 1941, you know, linen, canvas, cotton insert like that. Not insert the lining, because I do love that look. And it comes with a long crossbody strap. But the thing about this bag is that it's not just a hook on, it's the buckle, which is a lovely added feature. There's more work that's gone into the bag, but it might just be awkward if you want to end up using a different strap. You'd have to like use a strap with the hooks that hook on, but then you see this post here, and that may or may not bother you, I don't know. But that's that. And this bag is not glove tanned, but it is genuine full grain leather. So that is beautiful, because isn't full grain the best, some of the best leather? Is it full grain or the other one? What's the other one called? What's the other one called? I think it's full grain, isn't it? Oh, I've just gone blank now. I'm so annoyed about the whole thing, but anyway. So this is the latest bag to my collection, and I really like it. I'm actually chuffed by this because it feels comfortable. It's going to soften, it's going to squish, it's going to, and I think I'm just going to use it as a shoulder bag, you know, because it's so convenient. You can shorten it, you can make it like a shorter shoulder bag or longer, depending on what you put on it in it, and you can put a lot of stuff in it. I'll do that in another video if you're interested. And that's it. No feet. Oh, hang on. No feet. These are just the studs for effect. And that's that. Now this bag here in Australia is $995, and I didn't mind it for an all leather bag. I think that's not a bad price. And I dealt with the store manager. Her name is Blake, and she was very kind, and she's American too. So, you know, I was saying to her how frustrating it is here in Australia, how we just don't get the drops as fast as they do over there. And she said, yeah, I know, and this and that. So we had a bit of a chat about that. She herself has this bag too. And I showed her the Shopback app that I use, and at the time they had like a 5% or something like that. I can't remember what it was, but anyway, she ended up giving me a small discount and took off $20. So I ended up paying $9.75 for this, because had I bought it online, I would have gotten that discount. So she just matched that discount in store, which I was really appreciative about. So there you go. That is the latest bag to my collection. I love it. I'm kicking myself for letting it sit there for 2 months when I could have been using it through the cooler months of sort of winter spring that we had recently. But anyway, you can use this any time of the year, and I'm going to. So that's that. So let me know what you think of these new additions, or the two anyway. The card holder, where is she? Just there, the card, little card case, and this one. Do you have them? What are your thoughts of them? I know some of you do have these pieces. Tell me also, what are your thoughts on that Grommets bag that I'm sending? As always, back? I look forward to reading your comments, and if you haven't already subscribed, I would very much appreciate it if you did so. So take care, everybody. God bless, and I'll see you next time.